Everything that we experience in this life, we do so because we have a body. It is the vehicle for how we move from one place to another, and it is also the vessel for how life moves through us. Hands clench in response to anger. Stomachs churn to nervousness. Heads pound from tension. Hearts lift in joy or break from grief. Disease may flourish due to chronic stress. Everything we experience is in and because of the body. What affects the body affects the mind. What the mind perceives is felt in the body. They are one. Current neuroscientific research into the mind-body connection reflects what contemplative practitioners have known for millennia. The wisdom of the body. The healing environment of the body. What we clearly see now is the technology of the mind-body as a tool and one of our greatest allies. Our communities, the greater body of us, are increasingly impacted by natural disasters and human-made traumatic events. 1 in 6 children will develop PTSD after a traumatic event. First responders and caregivers can be overwhelmed with secondary trauma and empathy fatigue. Not everyone will have access to psychological aid, and for children, verbal and cognitive work may prove insufficient. For those of us in refugee or IDP camps, prisons, and rescue centers, even for those of us in offices, medical buildings, or safe at home, what we always have is the body. When we consciously connect to the body, we begin to heal, to restore resiliency, to reintegrate ourselves, and it starts with the breath. Breath work. The breath is our most immediate tool. When we lengthen the exhalation, we bring calm, engaging the parasympathetic nervous system, quelling the fight or flight response, which may be in a constant state of activation due to an overproduction of cortisol. We can begin to regulate ourselves. We can calm both mind and body by using the breath. Mindfulness. Recognizing the need to regulate is aided by mindfulness, the non-judgmental attention to senses, images, feelings, or thoughts in the present moment. This noticing can give us space from the experience itself, especially when we come to see that images and senses, feelings and thoughts pass through us. They are momentary. In this, we can then choose to actively use the breath to find calm. Many of us do this naturally in the form of a sigh, or to invigorate the body. Both are ways of releasing tension. We can upregulate or downregulate as we see fit for ourselves. Recognizing that we have choice means that in those moments we have freedom. This is extraordinary. We can then choose how to respond instead of feeling forced to react. This is grace. Mindful movement, yoga, qigong, and martial arts. For many of us who have suffered captivity or gender-based violence, the body may be seen as a constant source of pain or the enemy itself. Survivors of GBV often feel empowered when doing warrior poses, for instance. They find strength within themselves by embodying it. The body becomes not just a useful tool for bringing calm, but also for reclaiming the self. Arms are raised in exaltation and championship, rather than in surrender. We gain agency of the body by using it, strengthening it, finding balance within it. In aligning the body, we align the mind. Breathwork has also been shown to help with mitigating the constant pain that survivors endure years after traumatic events. Anxiety sufferers, typically caught in a loop of rumination with hearts racing, may benefit by doing forward folds, quieting the sensory input, slowing the mind, finding ease. People with depression may begin to open up to the world again through opening their own chests, releasing constricted intercostal muscles, and literally lifting their hearts. We can find balance and focus through tree pose and sustenance and community when we join hands and recognize that together we support one another. We hold each other up. Play. With children, we can combine all of these in the form of play. Children will not play if they do not feel safe, nor will adults. For adults, play and movement are also necessary as well as much needed fun. Tapping the body restores homeostasis, resetting the nervous system and allowing for discharge. Animals do this all the time. Somehow we forgot that we too are animals. Humans have been doing this for thousands of years in the form of dance and tribal gatherings, drum circles, and community celebrations. When our communities have been torn apart, we rebuild them by seeing one another, not just our pain, but also our joy. Rest and restoration. A necessary component of resiliency is restoration. Raising the legs above the heart lowers blood pressure, slows heart rate, increases immune response by draining the lymph nodes and aiding circulation and adrenal fatigue. We can allow the floor to support us. We can allow ourselves to rest. And we must do so to continue giving service to others. Loving kindness and compassion practices. The loving kindness practice, also known as metta or metta-based trauma therapy, is the active wish for the well-being and happiness of others. It has been shown to increase vagal tone, physical health, and promote social connection. It begins with the self and extends outwards to beloved ones, the community, and finally all beings, the greater body of us all.
Okay, may we be happy. May we be peaceful. May we be safe. And may we be at ease.
It can replace the unproductive judging language many of us use to describe ourselves to ourselves with the language of possibility, hope, safety, and ease. It connects us to ourselves and others for the benefit of all of us. It is a mantra, it is a prayer, it is a blessing that consciously connects the brain to the body and each of us to the other. When we have an understanding that body, speech, and mind are connected not just within ourselves, but with each other, perhaps we will all begin to truly heal and transform the world. Suffering begets suffering. Kindness begets kindness. Hurt people hurt others, and healed people help others. Kindness is the lineage that we can choose to share and pass on. It is how we break the cycles of suffering.
Mara tatu. Unasikiza huo mlio, ukiisha unanyosha mkono. Unaweza sikiza kama unaangalia ama umefunga macho. Ni sawa?
In mid-air when the guys, I mean, that's a great picture, right? But it's hard to take a picture like that.